Hey guys, Mustang here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so yesterday we got the new stage of the Supreme Magnificent Battle where you fight against Super Saiyan Goku from movie 8. I did put up a video doing a quick run on that stage using the Broly team. But today we are going to come back and do the Joined Forces mission. I had one attempt at doing it yesterday before recording the Broly team one with a slightly different team. I think I mentioned it in that run in the video, but I basically got like 26 minutes into the run and then got killed at the end by Goku. Slot 1 supering the physical trio. And surprisingly enough, even with all the defense they have, I guess because, you know, mine are 55%, I suppose, to be fair. But yeah, even with all the defense that they have, he was fully built up at that point. Like, I'd attacked him enough that the arrow wasn't coming up to show that he was getting any more attack buffs. And he super attacked them in slot 1 for 2.1 million damage. So yeah, when this guy gets fully built up in the final phase, he hits incredibly hard. So I built the team slightly differently this time so that we could bring all characters that would be under the leader skill of the physical trio. And so that means we're able to run a physical trio friend. So obviously you can recreate this team, aside from obviously I'm running my own physical trio at 55%. If you don't have the trio yourself, this is how I would recommend to do the team build, right? Use the physical blue Kaioken and blue evolution because they lead joined forces for 170%. But they're on all out struggle, so they're on the physical trio leader skill. And then yeah, just try and build the team with units that are on is all out struggle, Super Saiyans, or power of wishes, and then you can run a physical trio friend, because obviously the support that they give, especially being that it's for 2 turns, is going to be incredibly useful in these later stages. We've got some characters on the team who could potentially be a bit of a liability here and there, like the Go Bros, but the final phase Goku is AGL, right? And ideally we'll be keeping these guys out of the way of his super attack, because he only attacks once in the turn, and it is always a super. So, you know, we can keep these guys out of harm's way. We've got good RNG for them on the first turn, getting a bunch of attacks in here, so that gives them a nice little bit of build-up early on as well. And then of course we have units like the Boo Duo. They're pretty much just on the team for being able to take advantage of their standby a little bit later on. And then yeah, we'll be able to drop the Spirit Bomb. We've got the GT Duo as well from the 8th anniversary, so we've got a couple of different standbys with revives, charging up orbs and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we should hopefully, the Boo Duo should be able to get a decent amount of build up. The second phase against the Gohan, Piccolo, Vegeta and Trunks, they don't hit insanely hard, but obviously certain units on the team would probably still take big damage from a super. But that does of course come to the advantage of the fact that even though, like I say, they are only 55%, I do have my own copy of the physical trio, because of course that means we have both of them. We're going to keep them on separate rotations, both of them giving that 77% defense support to all allies for 2 turns, which means we basically have 154% defense support up like all the time for everybody on the rotations. So that should help the slightly weaker units to be able to survive against these supers coming in from the enemies in the second phase. So the STR Goku and Vegeta getting a bunch of supers off, they get stacks as well, and then of course hopefully we'll get the potential to fuse into Vegito with them. Not only does that give us the scouter, but for the stage 2 where we're fighting all those enemies, we can potentially put him in a spot where he can then get a ton of counters. Not going to be as useful against the Goku at the end, right, because he only attacks once and we know it's going to be a super, and it's got type advantage over Vegito, but can definitely help get through the second phase a little bit faster if we need it. Plus we do also have the Whis item ready to use if we need it, because of course the mission for the stage is just to beat the stage with 6 joined forces characters. You do not need to beat the stage using no items. I know a lot of people like to do that anyway if they can, for the extra little bit of a challenge, but if you're finding the stage difficult, obviously just be aware you don't have to do a no item run, right? You just have to beat it with the correct team, and then that completes the mission. So I guess we'll try and take out Trunks here straight away. And then I probably want to go for Piccolo next to weaken Gohan. Unfortunately, not a lot of not a lot of rainbow orbs here, so this could be a Bit of a sketchy turn for the blue Koken and blue evolution, but of course, as I say, we're still reaping the benefits of having the double trio rotation, so everybody's going to have quite boosted defense. They buff allies on their 18 key super as well anyway, so hopefully we should be all good here. Good damage to Trunks. If we get a decent amount of additional supers here, we could potentially take out Trunks straight away, and then that means Vegeta loses his buffs. So yeah, we can get additional normal. The friend is Rainbow. I'm not sure what the build is, but I think maybe the GT duo here, as long as they're getting their additionals off, will probably be able to finish off Trunks. Which, I mean, it's one less character to attack us further in the rotation, but I believe that Vegeta loses the buff like instantly, which means obviously any of his attacks coming in for the rest of the turn are going to do less damage. So yeah, we take out Trunks. I think this is their 5th super as well, so this is the GT duo with their damage reduction now fully built up as well. And of course every super is just raising their defense for the turn, so that puts them in a better spot with each super attack that they do. Yeah, I'll take a super from Piccolo. He's tech, right? So type neutral. Yeah, double digit damage. Piccolo can stun, but we've already attacked, so we don't need to worry about that. And then yeah, the blue Koken and blue evolution not getting a decent amount of rainbow orbs is a bit of a shame. Although actually, now that I think about it, the team doesn't have a superheroes unit on it, does it? And they need a superhero ally on the team to create rainbow orbs themselves. So that's potentially a bit of a misplay. Maybe I should have made sure we had a superheroes unit on the team as well. But, I mean, these guys are mainly going to be floating. We're not going to put them in front of any of the AGL Goku super attacks. So, hopefully we should be fine. Alright, so, let's see. We don't want to put the Gobros in slot 1. Piccolo's healing in slot 2. I guess we could do this. Well, it's only Vegeta attacking, but we're not going to be able to take out Vegeta, I don't think. Also, the key on this turn's really bad. Well, I mean, that'll do, I guess. So we can do that. And then maybe I should put these guys there. Because we can get 24 key with them, so I guess we might as well, and then do that. So yeah, between these guys, we should hopefully be able to take out Vegeta this turn. Everyone's going to get the buff from their super attack effect as well anyway. So but yeah, it's funny, I was very surprised, like with the Broly team, obviously they just kind of shred through this stage because like some of them have the AoEs and stuff, but like with this team, especially with having a leader that's only a 170 and being restricted to only bringing joined forces characters, it's surprising like how much HP these guys all have, or like how long it actually takes to finish them all off. But yeah, Gobro's getting their additionals. I mean, they still do relatively decent numbers, and obviously getting the defensive buff from the physical trio helps a lot. So, I mean, as long as they're tanking the normals perfectly fine and not getting one shot by a super, then we can make use of them here. And then SSJ GOKU and Vegeta are going to get a bunch of supers off as well. But just think, like, how many supers we've hit Vegeta with in this turn, and he still has half of his health left. And we've already killed Trunks. So he's already, like, not being buffed to his attack and defense by having Trunks on the turn. But dude is still out here living all of these attacks. But, I mean, that gives these guys a chance to get built up as well, right? The more supers that these guys get, the better. The higher they stack their defense. So, I mean, it's not like it's the end of the world. It just means it takes a little bit longer. So, I don't want to use any standbys just yet, because we're still going to be a good few turns away from finishing him off here. As much as I don't really want to float the Buu duo because I want them to get more build up, I probably should not put them in front of attacks from Vegeta. I guess we could, because we have so many standbys, I guess we could actually just use this one here, because we get the int orbs changed and then we can do this. So we'll go ahead and do that. Then that means you're not attacking, so now you're attacking you. The Buu duo do build up crit, so I'm hoping that they can actually just get some crits off against Vegeta here and finish him off. So yeah, so he supered straight away. I mean, the physical trio, if they're in their base form and you didn't get a lot of orbs, so they don't have a lot of ki, obviously they're not getting as much defense on hit, which is what I was a little bit concerned about. But considering we've got 2 physical trios and we've got the Buu duo, who all have the same kind of standby with the charge up counters, we can't use any of them at the same time anyway. So we might as well get one of them in play here now, get it started to charge up. And then I guess we could just like target Piccolo with it, I suppose. Well, we just continue to try and do damage to Vegeta here. I mean, the GT duo doing very well so far in actually getting off their additionals. Obviously their damage reduction thing is fully built up already, but the more damage we can do, the better. And then, yeah, the Buu duo need to get as lucky with the additionals, really, because we need to get their defense up as high as possible. Okay, there's the crit. As long as they're getting crits off here, they should do some decent damage to him. And he's already supered, so we don't need to worry about them eating a type disadvantage super. I'm not sure how much they would take from Piccolo or Gohan. Like, these guys don't hit insanely hard, which I guess is to balance out the fact that there's 4 of them, right? Like if they're all doing like 2 million damage supers and you got the RNG of like all of them supering in one turn, that would be pretty wild. But yeah, looks like we are all good, and then we just need to get as many orbs as we can here. See, again, like a really bad, I'm just getting really unlucky with like the orbs. Because these guys change orbs, but this is like still what we've ended up with here, which is quite unfortunate. So yeah, I guess we do this, get the 18 ki for you. Can we get any rainbow orbs? Yeah, there's some on the other side there, so I guess we do this. And then they've got to kill him, right? So let's do this. I think this is probably this has got to be one of the lowest number charged physical trio, like super punch uses that we've had. But again, it would have been helpful to have a superhero character for the Evo Ken to get their orb changing, but I guess it is what it is. Physical 55% trio. I'm not even sure now, I can't remember. I think mine, because they got the skill orbs from the memorable battle stage, I think they have a little bit of crit, but yeah, not critting against Vegeta means basically no damage. But 16.5 from the Gobros here, so they've built up decently at this point. They get the crit. Okay, that takes out Vegeta, good. So now they can attack Gohan, and they have type advantage over him, so do a little bit of damage to him. Not too bad. Okay. Piccolo's going to super them, yeah. How much is this going to do? Yeah, 30k. I mean, that kind of shows you what I mean, right? These guys don't do insane damage, because the trio, the Gobros, especially now in this current era of Dokkan, definitely not a strong defensive unit. So that shows you how little damage he does, or these guys do, in the right circumstance. Plus, you know, we are in a setup where we have a lot of defensive support, which does help a huge amount. So these guys getting their additionals off here, even with only the 1 rainbow orb, so good RNG for the attacks on these guys. A nice bit of damage with the crits as well. So now we can... I guess we just... Yeah, we can't really put you in slot 1, can we? So I guess we just go for the... It's a shame we can't get the extra orbs here to get the Spirit Punch off straight away, but I suppose we'll just go for it to finish off Piccolo. If we finish him off, because we don't have a ton of charges, so I actually wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't finish him off. Yeah. Bye. Alright, well, here's what it is. I guess because we got double STR units on the rotation, I'm going to get the trio to attack you, because... otherwise, everyone's just attacking with type disadvantage. And then we'll just do this, and then this. So I think we potentially won't kill this turn. We are building up to the Dokkan attack, though, which will be handy in taking out Goku that little bit faster. If we could potentially combine the Dokkan attack turn with getting the GT Vegeta standby from the GT duo as well, so we get that massive attack buff. That would definitely be beneficial, because in terms of like just the straight out hardest hitting unit on the team, I mean, it's probably, is it going to be the Rainbow Trio? I mean, the GT duo build up, but they're going to be in the standby potentially. The Boo duo obviously don't stack attack, so they only ever reach a certain threshold anyway, and then they are building up crit. It probably is just going to be the Rainbow Trio friend potentially, which I guess that is the rotation that we have set up here, the Rainbow Trio with the GT duo, so we'll be able to stand by into Vegeta. They share a bunch of links, obviously, because he's a Super Saiyan character, so that all, of course, relies on, are we going to kill Gohan in the next turn, which, I mean, hopefully we will. If these guys can get some crits, that would be nice, but we will have the Go Bros, and I mean, with type advantage, they should do decently well. Do we use the standby for the other Goku straight away? I'm not sure. Maybe that's best saved for the Boo duo, because they're the ones who could potentially be a bit of a liability. Although, again, like, the good thing is Goku only attacks once, so it does kind of allow you to plan your rotations out a little bit better, right? It's not like one of those events where, because there's so many attacks in every single slot, you're then unable to, like if there's an attack in every slot, you just have to hope that you're not taking the super with the Boo duo, whereas of course we know where the super's going to be because there's only one attack. So do we want to do their standby, or do we want to do the Spirit Punch first? I think their standby is one that is 5 turns, isn't it? So yeah, theirs is 5 turns, so we probably should just do theirs, because then we can do this. 17 orbs, there's another 6, and then get those for the Go Bros. Because, yeah, we might as well actually just charge them up for the 5 turns, because the defensive power that we'll have from the double trio, that's the only thing we have to worry about, like I said at the very beginning, is making sure that we don't charge up Goku's attack too much, because the thing is, he builds up attack with each attack he receives, so ideally against the Super Saiyan Goku you want to be doing fewer attacks that do more damage, rather than characters who are doing like 5 attacks in the turn but not doing a huge amount of damage with each one, because then you're giving him 5 extra attack buffs whilst also not doing a lot of damage to him and like speeding up the process of actually killing him, right? So that's something we do have to be careful of. But yeah, like this is a good turn here, for example. I think we probably can just do this, because he's not going to get killed, because we're not going to have, like, he's not getting hit. So do this. Do this. And then there's orbs for you as well. I mean, it's kind of going a little bit against what we were saying, because by giving the Evo Ken rainbow orbs, they are going to do multiple extra attacks, but they do actually do relatively good damage. And getting the Dokkan attack here is obviously good as well, because it's one big attack. So we just want to use as many active skills and standbys and stuff like that as we can here now, really. But yeah, these guys up to 21 mil with the support from Vegeta, the full nodes hit Dokkan attack buff. So this should do pretty good damage, I would hope. Yeah, especially with the crit, 28 million. But see, stuff like this, like every additional normal, it's not going to do a lot of damage, but it's going to give him another buff. So that's the kind of thing we have to be super careful for. Alright, so he's going to super these guys. They got a couple of super attacks off here. It's early on in the stage. He's only been hit a few times. They shouldn't do too much damage. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it only does double digits at this point. Yeah, so that's fine. It's the upcoming turns we have to worry about more. And of course, we do have a lot of STR units on the turn, or on the team. So all of these guys doing supers and not getting crits, they're building up his attack whilst also doing very little damage to him. So that's something we have to be wary of as well. But yeah, these guys can do some very good damage. And then yeah, on the next turn, as long as we give them enough orbs, we should just be able to put the standby Vegeta in front of the attack from Goku. As long as it's not in slot 3, because we can't float them off, because otherwise we'll lose the Spirit Bomb. But yeah, we've already got him down significantly, so Yeah, I think we just go ahead and do this. So, give those. I mean, they're not getting hit, so it doesn't really matter too much, but give you guys those, and then you can have those. 65 charges. So basically, all we need to do, really, is survive the next turn, and then with the amount of damage that the Spirit Bomb should do, it should be GG, and we can't die on the next turn anyway, because we have the GT Vegeta still. So, I mean, if I really wanted to get the turn over quicker, I could literally just put GT Vegeta in front of the attack on the next turn. Have him drop the GT Duo Spirit Bomb. Then we go straight into this next turn, and then drop the Buu Duo Spirit Bomb. And then, at that point, it's got to be GG, right? It'd be that's where we've been playing with fire if it wasn't, though. Although I suppose on that turn, we could then use the other physical trio standby, and then of course we then have a unit that in the standby I would assume even against the fully built up Goku they would be invincible, but I guess it does depend on the orb field as well, but I guess we'll see. We're doing a decent amount of damage here, but then the STR guys, yeah, they crit on the normal, of course. Can we actually crit on the super here? Yeah, there we go. Alright, so Revival is up. He's built up pretty significantly at this point. Who's going to do the most damage? It probably is still going to be these guys, right? So we'll do this. Because, I mean, if we don't die, then that's obviously better than just dying and dropping the Spirit Bomb. But not a lot of orbs to pick up on this turn, sadly. At least for you. I'll grab those for you. So we got up to 85 orbs for the Buu Duo Spirit Bomb. I mean, the thing is, if he doesn't kill the physical trio with this super attack, we might actually just kill him on this rotation anyway, because the trio plus the Go Bros will do a significant amount of damage thanks to that GT Vegeta buff. So it all just comes down to now whether Goku with a significant amount of build-up is able to kill the physical trio post super attack, which when he's fully built up maybe, but let's see. They dodged. Well, there you go. So, but like I say, we were basically unkillable on this turn anyway, right? Because even if they would have died to that attack, we get the revive from Vegeta. Vegeta getting the additional as well. Let's go. Don't see his 12 key super very often. You don't get to see him attack very often, right? Because his whole purpose on the team pretty much is to just get killed. But then the Go Bros coming in, they're built up to almost 30 million now with the support from GT Vegeta as well. And so there you go. We didn't even need to use the Buu Duo Spirit Bomb. So that is the Super Saiyan Goku Stage 4 of the Supreme Magnificent Battle, beaten with a Joined Forces team. Didn't have to use the item at the end, which is good. But remember, if you are struggling with any of these category missions, always double check, because most of them, when they do categories for these specific events, are for just beating it with that specific category team, and you don't need to worry about using no items. Sometimes the stage will have a separate no items mission, so obviously you can always do that with your strongest teams and then do these category missions with items and even a support memory in play, right? So that was the last mission I needed to do. So that's all of those done. Let me know how you guys got on with the Joined Forces mission down below in the comment section. What team build did you use? Whether you used items or not, let us know how you found it for the mission. And yeah, that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.